the whole idea of crowdfunding was very sort of nascent, not only in India but across the world. And it was about educating people that wanted to donate, but people that also needed the money. So there was a lot of sort of creating awareness and educating people that was involved. So the first couple of years was slow, but in the last couple of years we've seen it really grow exponentially. People have come forward to not only raise but also contribute from across the country and across the world, and we've raised over $110 million now on the platform. Various things, right from helping NGOs to help somebody that is sick, to disaster relief, to helping a Bharatanatyam dancer that wanted to dance again. So a really sort of wide spectrum of causes and has been sort of supported on Keto.
Wanted to understand what your game plan is here. Are you looking to get more celebrities like yourself who might be more influential as fundraisers, as well? Secondly, wanted to understand for your investors, I know this is a social cause as much as it is a business, but it is also a business. So at some point, how will you monetize everything that you're creating right now?
See, the idea was to build a social business, not an NGO. Because like I said, I've worked very closely with a number of NGOs. What I've realized is that if you want to bring about a social sort of change, it's very important for it to operate like a business. The intention might be to make a sort of social impact, but if you operate like an NGO, to grow the way we want to grow is very difficult. So yes, we do operate as a business, and we've been expanding. We're a team of now 60 people. When we started off, it was just me and Varun. We are now 60 people that are working on Keto, and Keto is the beginning, but there's other crowdfunding is the beginning, but there's other avenues that we want to grow into, mainly health. That is something that we want to focus on. We want to. We're working on an app which is related to health, and that's where we're going to focus our attention next. So it's going to be crowdfunding, and then obviously moving on to health-related services.
So typically, the kind of requests that are there and the initiatives that people are raising money for are mostly healthcare related right now. What is the pie like?
Yeah, so it is mostly healthcare related. Most of the individual cases are related to healthcare, and I think that's because of a couple of reasons. One is, of course, the whole healthcare space in this country is very underserved. No matter how much you try, it's always there's going to be people that need money for a transplant or to fight a disease or other health related services. The other thing is that we also find that donors are more likely to contribute to people that are in need of help as far as health goes, because usually in health the need is urgent. So with other things, you might say that you want to build a school which will take 1.5 years, 2 years to build, and somebody that is on the platform might not think that that's urgent enough. So have a patient that says that if I don't get treatment right away, I might die, or I need a transplant right away, or I'm fighting cancer. That the need is urgent, so your propensity to help is far greater. So it's two reasons that health is obviously very big. One, like I'm saying, is from the side of the people that are raising the money, it's very underserved, and secondly, from the people that make money, the need is usually very urgent. So your propensity to sort of donate it.
Right. So I have a question revolving around what you just said. So if I take a pre-COVID and a post-COVID kind of situation, are you seeing a lot more traction in your platform, and has the volumes gone up considerably, or is it not really the case?
No, it's gone up there's been a huge sort of jump in the last couple of months of people that are coming on board and, starting campaigns, contributing to campaigns. And, I think that's amazing because it just shows you that, at least people that I talk to and people that I see around, everybody wants to step up and do something. They either want to help somebody they want to contribute to a cause, they want to start a fundraiser on their own. And I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that people have this desire to contribute, to be responsible, to help socially in any way that they can. And I think what crowdfunding does is it makes it very, very easy to do that. If this happened, say, 10 years back, you would have wanted to help, but the avenues would have been limited. I think crowdfunding gives you the avenue, gives you the platform. A lot of people that are contributing and starting fundraisers are people that have never done it before. And a lot of them are people that are students from school, like in the 5th and 6th grade. I think the youngest person on Keto that has started a fundraiser is 10 years old.
Wow.
That I really want to help animals and I really want to make a difference. So that gives me a lot of hope that such young kids are thinking about contribution and making a difference.
Yeah, very heartening. Can you give us a sense of how Keto has been able to step up their efforts during this massive crisis?
We are right now running a number of campaigns that are directed only towards COVID, which is obviously to help the migrant workers, to feed animals, to build shelters, to help the medical workers. We've raised about 100 crores now for only COVID-specific cases and COVID-specific fundraisers. So yeah.
That's great and great to hear. Just one more question that's a bit unrelated. How are you keeping fit during the lockdown and what exercises are happening at home? Do you have any good circuits that you'd like to share or anything like that?
Well, what I realized is that, there's this constant sort of additional pressure that all of us have put on ourselves, which is that during this time, which is we're under lockdown, we have to achieve so much and we have to learn so much and we have to consume so much content. And by the time I come out of this, I'm going to look like a Greek god. I'm going to have what is possible. I decided to be kind to myself. I decided that I wouldn't put additional pressure on myself because I think anyways, all of us feel a sense of anxiety because of the uncertainty. I think the sense of isolation gives you a sense of anxiety. And when you pressurize yourself and you say that, look, I've got to be an overachiever during the lockdown, I think it gets far worse.
So how important do you say would be financial stability, especially when it comes to such a health crisis that we're currently witnessing?
Each and every one of us, like I said, is feeling a sense of uncertainty, obviously emotionally, but also financially, because you don't know what's going to happen. Are you going to have your next job? Even as an actor, I don't know when I'm going to shoot next. I'm dying to be on a set shoot. Don't know when that's going to happen. So there is a sense of uncertainty, and the financial thing I think is very, very sort of individualistic. What I do hope that comes out of this is that, like I said, is that everybody wants to step forward and contribute. And I do hope that once this is over, we don't lose that sense. I hope we don't go back to exactly where we were and doing exactly the things that we were doing. I hope we've learned some lessons from this. And I hope we sort of apply those lessons in a post-COVID world.
Kunal, if you're missing being on set, I think feel free to step in for us. Our studios are open right now.
I wouldn't mind, actually. I'd be happy to.
Kunal, would you like to highlight any instance that you may have come across since you've started Keto? Any incident that really touched you or influenced you in a big way?
My God, there's so many. So every week we come across a story which, like I said, reinstates your faith in goodness and reinstates your faith in humanity. I remember there was a story of this Bharatanatyam dancer she was 80 at that point of time, and she used to be really celebrated, really famous, and she was living in a house that was completely in shambles. She didn't have enough food to eat, didn't have anybody to take care of her, and this boy just stepped out of. He didn't know her at all. He was a lawyer, and he decided he wanted to raise money for her and help her. And the next time I met her, he had redone her whole house. He had hired a nurse for her. There was a maid that was working there. And he was really sort of treating her like his mother. And I found that amazing, that somebody that, you would reach out to a complete stranger because you're touched by their story and you'd want to make a difference. So these sort of stories, there's something every week which is, like I said, really sort of reinstates your faith in humanity. The other ones that I've been really particularly close to are the ones where athletes have raised money. They've raised money for Commonwealth Games, the Asian Games, for training equipment. And many of them have actually gone on and won medals at the Commonwealth Game and Asian Games after crowdfunding. So that is something that, gives you a great sense of pride.
So other than investing or being so heavily invested in social causes, helping people raise money, overall, I mean, when it comes to managing your own monies, what has typically been your approach?
Well, my wife is an investment banker, so I leave it up to her.
So
you got that covered.
Completely covered.